So a few years ago, my family and I had to camp out in our trailer a little bit. It's a pop-up trailer, a pop-up camper. Just Google a picture of it, you'll see what I mean. And this camper, it was pretty advanced. It had like a bathroom in it, and a stove, a TV, all that nonsense. We were camping in it for a little bit, and we were using the bathroom the entire time because there were no bathrooms near us and no one was gonna go take a dump in the woods. So we kept using the bathroom, and it was time for us to put the camper down and store it away. But we couldn't do that with the tank full of human fecal matter and piss and whatnot. So my dad brought me to the side. He's like, all right, sonny boy, we're putting the camper down. We got to drain that nonsense from the tank. I'm like, all right, this is going to be absolutely vile, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. So we got everyone out. We got everyone out of the camper, and we're getting ready to put it down. My dad brings in this tank, this gray tank, because there was no drainage pipes that we could like funnel the shit and piss into. So we had to bring our own little fecal containment device to drain the stuff into. So he brings it over there, he connects it up, he connects the pipe to the tank, and he opens up the flood valve. You can see it, there's like a clear opening, you can see all the nonsense flooding into the tank. And I'm like, all right, this is going pretty good, this is going pretty good. But it just kept going. It kept going and going. And I'm like, Pops, are you sure this tank is big enough for all this stuff? He's like, yeah, we're good. It just kept going and going. The tank's not that big, it's about this long and like this high. It wasn't that big. It wasn't that big, so I was a little worried. I'm like, are you sure? Are you positive this thing can contain our fecal waste? He's like, yes. Silence, let it go. And then it just kept going and going and going. And eventually, I'm like, Dad, it's gonna overflow. You gotta stop this. You gotta stop it. It's fine, he says. It's fine. It overflows. It overflows. It bursts and overflows. The tank doesn't burst, but the connection, there's too much waste and it bursts. It opens up and the shit and piss just keeps flowing out of the camper. It just keeps flowing onto our little driveway area, just flooding it with garbage. I'm covered in fecal matter. I'm covered in urine. My dad gets covered in it. It just kept going. I was like, oh my God, I was gagging. I was gagging, I was dying, I was hating life so much at that moment. Everyone's driving by, they're like, look at these fools, good Lord, covered in fecal matter, covered in shit. I'm just so embarrassed. Oh my God, it just kept coming too. We couldn't stop it. My dad, he was fumbling so hard trying to stop the flow, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't stop it because it was just too forceful. It was just too powerful just coming out. He couldn't stop it in time, so he just said, all right, forget it. Just let it keep coming. Just let it go. It's too late now. We might as well just let it keep going. So we just let it flow. We just let it come out naturally without the tank. It just keeps flooding out everywhere. It just keeps flooding everywhere. But the lucky thing is they were pressure washing on that day. So all they did, they came by and just pressure washed the entire driveway. That didn't help the smell though. If anything, it kind of made it worse because the water mixed with the waste and it like spread out. The water made it spread more. So yeah, it cleared out the driveway, but the smell, it permeated, it wafted even harder because it was able to spread because of the water. Oh my God, that was one of the worst experiences of my life. I knew it was gonna overflow too. We were in that camper for almost a month. Every day someone was either pissing or shitting into that thing, dude. And I knew it, just five people's worth of waste. There was no way on God's green earth that tank was gonna be able to contain the might of all that fecal matter. I knew it was gonna explode, but my dad, he had to believe it because that was the only thing we had to drain. He had to believe that tank would contain all of it. There was no way. Impossible. I was in that shower for almost 2 hours. That was traumatizing. Almost 2 hours in that shower, scrubbing, crying, kneeling on the floor, just scrubbing away, trying to scrub any ounce, any remnants of poop I had on my body, dude. It was the worst thing ever. The smell, it lasted for days. Good thing it was like a rainy season, so it rained a lot and it was able to wash away the smell with time. But man, dude, it was embarrassing too because so many people were driving by. I saw a lady and her kid was sitting in the front seat. Her kid was like, oh. kid was driving by like, oh my god, oh my god, it was, dude, oh man, that was crazy. It was crazy.